Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I don't know about you, but I am in a great mood right now. I am so motivated. I'm feeling good. I don't know if it's that wine that I've been drinking that got me a little tipsy right now, or if it's just that I'm excited about this episode, okay? I don't know. Either way, I'm in a good mood, okay? And I really hope that you are too. So, with that being said, today's video is all about finances and getting yourself together with your finances, okay? I am all about self-improvement this year, and I've made it very clear, and I have also talked about my goals and how I have written them down in my last episode. One of the goals that I have written down, or I should say another one of the goals that I have written down, is to get my finances together and to become financially free. Financial freedom. I don't care what anybody else tells you, that's goals. And I feel like when I say we, I'm talking about women, we have not been really encouraged as much as men to invest our money, to save our money, to have financial goals. So one of the things that I want to talk about in this video is the podcast that I have been listening to that has really motivated me to get my finances together and stop making excuses. That podcast is called The Clever Girl Knows. It is a podcast by the woman named Bola, and she also has Clever Girl Finance on Instagram that I also follow. So I highly recommend following her on Instagram as well as listening to her podcast. It is so amazing because, like I said, I am trying to better myself for myself and just to put myself in better situations. And to me, listening to positive podcasts helps in so many ways. So I wanted to share those things with you guys today. What I like about this podcast is that she really talks to women. So men, yes, you can take advice and get motivated from this, but I'm talking to my women out there because for many years, men were the ones going to work, bringing home the money, and women were supposed to be hush-hush about finances. But in today's world, let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest. Women work just as much as men, if not more sometimes, and bring home just as much as men, if not more sometimes, okay? We are out there doing our thing. So it is very important that we as women know how important it is to be or to have financial literacy, to be aware of our options, to know how to invest our money, to know how to save, etc., etc., okay? And this podcast really helps. Some of the stories that she shares are, well, let me put it like this. She has guests on her show, and her guests come from all over the world. She has friends and guests from Paris, from London, from Canada, from the US. Just amazing women that love to share their stories and motivate other women. And I'm all about girl power, okay? So I absolutely love this podcast because she really just gives great advice and also shares her personal stories about finances and her mistakes and lets it be known that it's okay to make mistakes because we learn from our mistakes. But you have to have a goal in mind in order to achieve the financial success that you're wanting to achieve. She also has a website, clevergirlfinance.com, that really gives you such great advice on how to become financially independent, how to get out of debt, how to invest your money. The website offers tips on how to budget, how to invest your money. It has savings challenges and more. It really gives you the opportunity to have a safe community of like-minded women who are talking about finances, but also women who are going to hold you accountable for your financial goals. She has spoken to women who have saved like $30,000 and moved to Paris. Like, how amazing is that? That's gold, if you ask me. She's spoken to a woman who is from Canada who lost her job and was unemployed for 18 months. Her and her husband had $390,000 worth of debt that they paid off and was living off a $30,000 income that was her husband's when she lost her job, and off of $70,000 income when she finally got employed. Her and her husband were able to pay off their mortgage, get their finances together, and to become millionaires. They have 7 figures worth of assets now. And so she has such motivational stories that she shares with everyone on her podcast. And like I said, she has amazing women from across the world who are willing to share their stories and willing to give their advice and also tell where they messed up, so that way you can learn from their mistakes and not to be afraid of making mistakes, because you learn a lesson from those mistakes. Bola also talks about how important it is to start now where you're at, because so many people, and this is one of my mistakes that I've made, have thought like, you know, well, I don't make enough money to save, I don't make enough money to invest. And stop lying to yourself, because that is not true. You do have enough money. Even if you can only afford $20 a paycheck to invest and to save, it is way more than nothing. So when you start now, it becomes a habit. And when you're able to invest more, then you will. But start now and stop making excuses. I am just on this journey in life where I want to be good and better myself in all aspects of life, and finance is one of them. On her website, she talks about credit repair. Let's get our credit together. Let's start a savings account. Typically, you want to save anywhere from 3 months to 6 months worth of your salary. But again, if you are not able to save that much, that is okay. But one of the ways that Bola and other women advise you on starting your savings is when you get your income taxes, don't go spending on materialistic things. Don't go shopping. Put that money away and invest in it. Me personally, I'm investing mine in areas that is going to actually generate more income. I'm not going to talk about it now because I took a challenge that I will not talk about things and post things for 3 months. I'm just going to do the work and put forth the action and do less talking. But I will say I am in class again, I am in school again, and I am working towards a goal that will in the end generate more income for me. So I'm going to invest my income taxes into that, which will in the end give me more money. So I'm all about investing your income taxes and not going out and spending it on materialistic things, but actually flipping it and making you have more income coming in. On her website, she has a blog. She talks about side hustles. She talks about ways to generate more income. You name it, it's on the website. So I highly recommend you going to clevergirlfinance.com and checking them out, as well as following her on Clever Girl Finance on Instagram and listening to the Clever Girl Knows podcast. I'm telling you, it is so helpful and motivational. It has me thinking in ways that I have never thought about. It has me thinking like, okay, like I'm actually adulting right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like, oh, I want to go shop. I don't even know the last time I went shopping. Like I can't even think about the last time I went shopping. But it has me questioning what I'm spending my money on. It has me questioning like, what exactly are you doing with your life, girl? Like get it together, but in a good way. The website also allows you to take your money personality. Mine was sometimes savvy. Yeah, sometimes savvy, which is very true, because sometimes I can spend like no other, but on the flip side, I can save like no other. If I have a goal in mind, I can save that money like there's no tomorrow, okay? So I definitely believe in that, but I, for one, know how to ball on a budget, baby. Let me tell you, balling on a budget is nothing wrong. I'm not into like name brands. Like there's a couple of things that I like to have that are nice, but at the end of the day, I also know that if I sacrifice now to save for the future, it is going to be worth it. And I consider myself a boss babe, okay? A girl boss. So of course, I want to have my finances together. I want to have my, investments together. I want to get into real estate and do investments in real estate, flip houses, or do income property. There's so many ways that you can make money, and she really touches on those topics. And like I said, she speaks to amazing women across the world that really give you advice, from building your business to, you know, like having a millionaire mindset. Another topic that Bola touches on in her podcast is how important it is to have that conversation with your significant other. She talks about how she was dating a man that she was very into, who was very, you know, handsome and was a great guy, but based on her conversation about finances with him, she realized he was not the one for her. And it wasn't about because he didn't make enough money or anything shallow like that, but more so about his goals towards his future. And she knew, like, you know what, he's not the one. So she highly recommends that if you are dating or in a relationship, you know, with someone, married to someone, that you guys have these finance talks and financial, you know, discussions, because it is very important. Because let's be honest, 50% of marriages fail and end in divorce. And the number one reason why these marriages fail is finances, okay? It's known facts, statistics are out there. So she highly recommends that you have these conversations with your significant other on what their financial goals are. How are they with saving? Do they just spend? Are they in your corner when you say, you know, you have a goal to reach? Are they rooting for you? Like, she touches on these topics that are very important in moving forward with your significant other. We are not talking about how much, we're not talking about numbers here. You don't have to actually ask your partner, how much do you make? Because these are touchy topics. But it is very important to know where their financial goals are, or what they are. Do they know how to save, or are they spenders? You don't want to waste your time with these type of people, okay? You want to make sure you're on the same financial path and have the same goals as them. So to me, it is a learning experience, because at the end of the day, I've never had these talks with any of my past boyfriends. But, you know, now that I'm adulting and now that I'm taking this stuff seriously, I will definitely have these talks, because it is not so much what a man or woman makes, but what their plans are. If a man is ambitious, then I can work with him. You don't have to be the richest man in the world. I'm not coming after a man who has all the money. Now, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to be with a man who has money. Okay. But that is not my main goal, is to meet a man that has all this money. My main goal is to have a man who, like I said, was ambitious, because at the end of the day, when we together, baby, we're going to be a power couple. And she even states that her and her husband have an agreement that if they're going to spend $500 or more on any particular item, that they discuss it with the other. I love that idea. Her and her husband have their own personal checking account, but they have a joint savings account, which is probably what I would do with my future husband. We can have our own personal account. We don't need to worry about, like, you know, the everyday expenses that we spend, like Starbucks. You don't need to know if I got a Starbucks drink today, okay? You don't need to know if I like what I ate today. But if I'm gonna spend a XYZ amount of money on something, then that is something to discuss. And so they agreed on $500 or more. Now, everyone has their own number in mind, so it's okay to, like, if you want to do $1,000 or $250, like, it's up to you. But at the end of the day, it is very important. And she even states in her podcast that her and her husband have, I want to say, she said monthly discussions on their finances. It's important, because you don't want that to be a burden in your relationship. You want to have open communication, and you want to know, like, where your husband or where your wife's mind is when it comes to finances, to make sure that that person is on track with you. When you have a goal to strive for, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna reach it. So set your goal so that way you know what you have to do to work up to that goal. I really hope that this video is helpful and has motivated some of you guys out there to really get it together for 2019. Let's make this our year of financial freedom. Let's make this our year of success. Make this our year of making the right connections and really getting to a place where we have been wanting to get to for years. Anyway, just being goofy. But I highly recommend this podcast. Oh, another podcast that I want to recommend to you besides that one is called what is it called? Secrets of Wealthy Women. I just started listening to that one, and let me tell you, it is amazing. They have a lot of successful women, from CEOs to like presidents, you name it. Women who are making moves and making money, honey. Okay. I'm so goofy today. I hope this video helped you guys out and motivated you to get your finances together in 2019. Women, we got this. I feel like the future is women. I really do. And, you know, let's get our finances together. Let's make these boss moves that we've been dying to make. And let's invest our money, and let's put forth the energy and effort to better ourselves for this year. Let's be boss babes. Okay? So, until next time, guys. Ciao.